Lesson 9, Selected Problems from WAEC, Part 3. Example 46. The third term of a geometric progression is 24 and its seventh term is 4 whole number 20 over 27. Find its first term. Solution: we go by the nth term formula for a geometric progression. From the question, the third term t sub 3 is equal to 24. At this point, n is equal to 3. You replace n by 3 in the nth term formula, you have this result. T sub 3 is 24 equal to a arrow square. You can call that equation 1. From the same question, the seventh term t sub 7 is equal to 4 whole number 20 over 27. You convert it to improper fraction, you have this result. At this point, n is equal to 7. You replace n by 7 in the same nth term and you have this result. The seventh term is equal to this and it is equal to a arrow power 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. You call that equation 2. Divide equation 2 by 1. You do that side by side. This is the first side of equation 2. Divide by 24. You have it in this form. Then you divide a arrow power 6 by a arrow square. You have this result. This can be written as over 1. You change this sign to multiplication. Then you invert this fraction to 1 over 24. A, we cancel a. You divide arrow power 6 by arrow power 2, you have arrow power 4. When you reduce this side, you have this result. When you go further, you have arrow power 4 equal to 16 over 81. To get arrow, you take the fourth root of both sides. You can see the 4 there. This means fourth root of 16 over 81, and that is 2 over 3. To get the first term that is required, you need to substitute arrow value into any of the equations. I'm using equation 1. This is equation 1. You replace arrow with 2 over 3 to the power of 2 because arrow has power of 2 in equation 1. When you simplify, you have these results. To get a, multiply through by 9 to clear fraction and divide both sides by 4. You have it in this form, and that is 54. Therefore, the first term of the given GP is 54. Example 47. If 3 minus s in bracket command 6 command 7 minus 5s in bracket are consecutive terms of a geometric progression with constant ratio arrow greater than 0. Find the Roman figure 1 values of s, Roman figure 2 constant ratio. Solution: for us to get the values of s, we use the fact that in a geometric progression, the common ratio is equal to second term over first term, and it is equal to third term over second term, and so on. Second term is 6 over first term, 3 minus s, equal to third term, 7 minus 5s over second term, 6. To continue, you have to cross multiply. You have 6 times 6, 36. Then you multiply these two terms, you have it in this form. Next thing is to expand the right hand side. When you expand it, you have this result. This power shows that we have quadratic equation. So let's move 36 to the right for us to have 0 here, and that is what you have here. So let's take the terms going by the highest power of s. So you have 5s squared minus 22s minus 36 plus 21, that is minus 15, equal to 0. You know, if you transfer this term to the right, it becomes negative. So we have a quadratic equation. If you compare this with the general quadratic equation of as squared plus bs plus c equal to 0, you will agree with me that the coefficient of s squared a is equal to 5, b is minus 22, c is minus 15. Whenever a is not equal to 1, you have to get ac. That is 5 times minus 15. You have minus 75. To continue, you look for two factors of 75 whose sum is minus 22 and the product is minus 20. Is minus 75. Minus 75 in S. Such factors are minus 25 plus 3 in S. Minus 25 plus 3 in S. The two factors, you write them in terms of S and replace the middle term with them in this form. You have 4 terms now. Next thing is to group them in twos. From each group, you factor out the common term. You have this result. At this point, you will observe that s minus 5 is common. When you take it out, you are left with 5s plus 3 that will combine to form the other term. You equate everything to 0. At this point, you equate each term to 0. When you transfer the constant terms respectively, minus 5, you transfer it, plus 3, you transfer it, you have this result. To get s from here, divide both sides by 5. It follows that s is equal to minus 3 over 5 or 5. Roman figure 2, the constant ratio or the common ratio is expressed in this form: second term over first term or third term over second term. We are going by this part of it to get the constant ratio. When s is equal to 5, you replace s with 5 here and you have 6 over 3 minus 5. That is 6 over minus 2. You have minus 3. To be very sure, if you try the same value of s here, you must have the same result. If we try that, you replace s with 5, you have it in this form. It becomes 7 minus 25 over 6. That is minus 18 over 6. When you divide, you have minus 3, the same value. If you use the other value of s minus 3 over 5, you are going to have another constant ratio. Example 48. The first term of an arithmetic progression AP is minus 8. If the ratio of the 7th term to 9th term is 5:8, find the common difference of the AP. Solution. The first term A is equal to minus 8. We have the nth term formula from the question. 7th term ratio 9th term is equal to 5:8. You can express ratio in fractional form. So you have 7th term over 9th term is equal to 5/8. In a given AP, the 7th term is A plus 6D. You come here and put n to be 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. So you have A plus 6D as the 7th term. And the 9th term is A plus 8D equal to 5/8. The first term is minus 8. You replace A with minus 8 respectively. So let's make this term the subject, that is, we use this term to multiply through in order to remove it from here. Because when you cross multiply, now I'm doing that because from here you can factor out 8 that will remove this 8. You can as well cross multiply. So we multiply through with this term to remove it from the first side. It becomes this form. So that when you factor out 8 from here, it removes this 8. You are left with 5, bracket open, minus 1 plus D. That is what you have here. You open the bracket, you have this result. Next thing is to collect like terms. You have this result. After subtraction, D is equal to 3. 6D minus 5D is equal to D. Minus 5 plus 8 is equal to 3. That is the common difference. Example 49. Find the 6th term of the sequence 2/3, 7/15, 4/15, and so on. We use the nth term, but let's find out if this sequence is an AP or a GP. The first term remains the same. For us to find out if it is an AP, we have to get the common difference. That is second term minus first term. You have this result. Or let's try third term minus second term. We have the same result. So the sequence is an AP since there is a constant common difference between the terms. Recall that the nth term is equal to this. We are to get the 6th term. At that point, n is equal to 6. You replace n with 6. The first term, 2/3. Common difference, minus 3/15. You have it in this form. When you simplify, you have this result. This is what happened. You have 2/3 is here. 5 here becomes 5. That is 6 minus 1 is 5. Then that's 5 times minus 3 over 15. Here becomes minus. You can reduce 5 and 15 by 5. Here remains 2 over 3 minus, here becomes 3 over 3 in this form. You have like fractions. When you subtract the numerators, you have it in this form, and you have minus 1 over 3. Example 50. If the sixth term of an arithmetic progression AP is 37 and the sum of the first 6 terms is 147, find the A part of the question, first term, B, sum of the first 15 terms. Solution. Looking at the question, there is no common difference, and we are asked to find the first term. We need to get the common difference as well in order to solve the B part of the question. Looking at the first statement, the sixth term is 37. We get one equation from this statement using the nth term formula. The sixth term, t sub 6, is equal to 37. At that point, n is equal to 6. You replace n by 6 in the nth term formula, you have this result. The sixth term is 37. That is equal to a plus 5d. You call that equation 1. Looking at the second statement, the sum of the first 6 terms, we use the sum of terms formula to get another equation. S sub 6 is 147. At this point, n is equal to 6. You replace n by 6 in this formula, you have this result. Now, the sum of the first 6 terms, s sub 6, is 147. 6 over 3 over 2 becomes 3. Then you have 2a. 6 minus 1 is 5 times d. You have 5d. You can divide through by this 3. Here becomes 49 equal to 2a plus 5d. Let's call that equation 2. Solve both equations simultaneously using substitution method. Going by the stated method, you have to recall any of the equations and make one variable the subject. So I'm going by equation 1. This is equation 1. I want to make variable a the subject. I have to transfer plus 5d to the left. It becomes minus 5d. So a is equal to 37 minus 5d. Let's call that equation 3. Now, equation 1 produced equation 3. To continue, you have to substitute equation 3 into equation 2. This is equation 2. You replace a with 37 minus 5d. You have it in this form. This 2 is to multiply the result for a. You open this bracket, you have this result. Transfer this term to the left and you simplify these two terms. You have 49 minus 74 equal to minus 5d. That becomes minus 25 equal to minus 5d. Divide both sides by minus 5. When you do that, d becomes 5. To get a, you can substitute the value of d into any of the equations, but equation 3 is better since a is already standing alone. This is equation 3. You replace d with 25. You replace d with 5. After that, you have 37 minus 25. That is equal to 12. Therefore, the first term a is equal to 12. The common difference d is equal to 5. A part of the question, first term is equal to 12. Now you are asked to get the sum of the first 15 terms. That is s sub 15. At that point, n is equal to 15. The first term a is 12. The common difference d is 5. This is the sum of terms formula. You replace n with 15, a with 12, and d with 5. You have this result. When you simplify further, you have this result and this result. Divide 94 by 2. You have 47. Multiply by 15. That is 705. This term remains the same because we don't want to have decimal result after division. So we maintain 15 over 2 all through until we get to a point where we can remove these 2. You have 705 as the sum of the first 50 terms of an AP with first term 12 and common difference 5. End of lesson 9. Thanks for following to the end, and don't forget, watch out for more from the voice of Petakus. Lastly, if you are not safe, your life is in crisis, your life is in trouble. To avoid all of that, you have to give your life to the one that can save you, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ, and confess him as your Lord and personal Savior every day of your life. If you are saved already, congratulations. Live righteously and be prepared, because on the last day some will be taken and some will be left. Be good to yourself, stay out of trouble, study your books, do the needful at all times, flee every appearance of evil, don't defraud others to make money, find something good and genuine to do with your hands and your brain, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye and stay tuned.